Oh, so we're going to get a new Ghostbusters film in 2020. That's exciting. A new Ghostbusters film is in development, directed by the son of the filmmaker who made the original. Jason Reitman, however it's pronounced, is confirmed that he's developing a new Ghostbusters to be set in the present day. His father directed the original and the sequel, and he tweeted, "Finally got the keys to the car, #GB20. Okay, set for release in 2020. Speaking to Entertainment Weekly, he said, "I've always thought of myself as the first Ghostbusters fan. When I was a 6-year-old visiting the set, I wanted to make a movie for all other fans." Right, okay, so not just for a specific demographic of particularly progressive ones, possibly ones you might describe as feminist, who want an intersectional and female-only reboot of the franchise. It's very interesting. So this is the next chapter in the original franchise. It is not a reboot. What happened in the 80s happened in the 80s, and this is set in the present day. Wait a minute. Doesn't that mean that you're going to be basically ignoring the reboot? The 2016 all-female reboot in your new canon timeline? As Sky News say, the film will follow the trajectory of the original 1980s classics rather than the 2016 version. Oh, will it? I suppose that's why Hollywood Reporter is like, why is the new Ghostbusters movie ignoring the all-female reboot? Well, I fucking wonder. Less than 3 years after Sony's Ghostbusters reboot battled online trolls and fizzled at the box office, Tuesday's news that the property is coming back quickly sparked conversations amongst fans about nostalgia, toxic fandom, and legacy. Yeah, I bet. In fact, I think it's the toxic fandom bit that's been wedged in between the other two that I think is what they're trying to just move away from. Just move away from the conversation about the fandom itself and just make films as people expect them to be. That's what it is. Because the toxic fandom thing, that's an aspect of feminism. That's an aspect of feminist rhetoric that is being, and a feminist concern that's being brought to the fore where it wasn't there before. Before it was a feminist movie that was all female, didn't have a toxic fandom. As soon as this comes in, new ideology, new way of doing things, you got to deal with it. Now the fandom's toxic. Yeah, I can see why they'd be moving away from those kind of conversations. This article by Hollywood Reporter is really, really long, and it starts with, I don't know who Hannah Woodhead is, but she wrote an article called An Open Letter to the Director, and then you've got a cracked contributor, Chris Sutcliffe, who seems to be deeply emotionally attached to the idea of the all-female reboot being canon, which I don't see why we would be, frankly, because it's obviously not. And it basically ends by saying, the reason new Star Wars films have worked is because they retain the spirit of the original films while really pushing forward and found the right cast for the job. Even then, we see the same misogyny and racism directed at the cast of those films as we saw at Feig's Ghostbusters. Oh, did we? There's an element of gatekeeperism, where the fans of the original things want to be how they were in the good old days, which ties to this nostalgia, but it's 2019! It's the current year, and we're too far gone to make the same films over and over. Too far gone. Yeah, I agree that you guys are too far gone. Nobody cares. Women aren't being harassed in films usually. Minorities aren't being harassed in films usually. What it is when people with a distinct agenda that is separate to the movie itself, from any property really, come in and take over and start making changes that don't make sense within the canon. People get annoyed. And you go, oh my god, that's racism and sexism. But no one cares. We're done. We're at the point where we don't give a shit anymore. And it's because you keep making people go woke and get broke. That's why. Ghostbusters 2016, 70 million plus loss for the film. No wonder they want to move away. How did the audience feel about it? Oh, not brilliantly. Critics score 74%, audience score 51%. And that critic score has gone down quite significantly from the initial batch of reviews that came out where you weren't allowed to say something negative about this. And Leslie Jones is angry. Really fucking angry. How very dare you, good sir? This seems like something Trump would do. She tweeted, so insulting, like, fuck us, we didn't count. Not didn't count. It's like something Trump would do. Trump voice, gonna redo Ghostbusters, better with men, would be huge. Yeah, well, I mean, to be fair, the last one was a massive failure. If the one with men in it now is much better and does much better with the audience and at the box office, you're kind of going to be proving imaginary Trump's point, aren't you? Those women ain't Ghostbusters. So annoying, such a dick move, and I don't give a fuck I'm saying something. Well, did you not think that you guys coming in and co-opting a franchise is a dick move in and of itself? Because it really is. It really fucking is, and I think that fundamentally it's the dick move nature of this that gets the backlash. If you made something new and you claimed it as your own, I don't think people would care. I think people would say, well, you know, good for you, enjoy having the thing that you have. Like, for example, I don't see people ragging on The Handmaid's Tale all day, every day. You know, I don't see people organising boycotts or, like, you know, in internet revolts against The Handmaid's Tale. Because it's just not for them. And they just ignore it because it's just not for them. If you see all of these things that other people love and think, well, that should be for me, and for you to make it for you means you have to change the fundamental nature of the thing, maybe you're the one being a dick. The thing is, I bet the new Ghostbusters isn't in any way kind of shitlordy. I bet it doesn't take the piss out of identity politics. I bet it doesn't even dog whistle or even hint towards that kind of crowd. I bet it's just a regular family movie. I bet it's just a regular movie for regular people to watch. And these people are going to say, it's like something Trump would do.